average length of stay in days being 4.2 days. So again, I haven't gone through this to see what the exact mode is. It could be another number that occurs more than 4.2, but I see 4.2 on several occasions. So I know, well, not that I know, but that's what I'm going to use right now and say, hey, well, that's the mode, 4.2, right? You know, again, those are some things that may jump out at us. Now, here's something that really makes business intelligence takes it just a little bit to the next level. Say we have a patient satisfaction. Say we want to know the average length of stay if the patient's satisfaction score is 81, or if the patient satisfaction score is 75 and above, or if the patient satisfaction score is 70, 71 and lower. What is the average length of stay? Now we know. Now that'll be able to tell us that the average person's length of stay could be longer, shorter, or right on time, or on pretty much on an average, not right on time, but pretty much on an average, if the patient satisfaction score is a certain percentage. That's when we're really taking this thing to the next level, and that's allowing us to be able to make some predictions as to, you know, when we get a patient satisfaction score, we know that length of stay is probably X days. But now it could be a treatment level. If a certain treatment, it has an average length of stay of X days, then we know that if we have 4 of those treatments, then we're going to have fewer beds, because we're going to have patients in the hospital for longer periods of time. That's why business intelligence is needed within hospital administration, because you can take those numbers and you can make those predictions very quickly. Now, of course, I'm not saying that they can't be done already, because hospitals have been around for a long, long time. But this is business intelligence. And some people will say, well, why should we be using business intelligence? I'm okay with my spreadsheet. Yeah, and it was okay for us to be riding horses and buggies a while back too. But, you know, I would much rather right now to be riding in a car. Okay, that's just my preference. Anyway, let's move over to the next column, which is readmission rate percentage, right? So we got readmission rate percentage, and I mean, it's not rocket science. If we've got 12% readmission or 14% readmission, you know, that's the readmission rate. I mean, that's not rocket science. And again, we could take the same metrics that we used before when we use a patient satisfaction score and average length of stay, and say, hey, we want to find the mean, the median, and the mode, right? And the median, again, is going to be the average, where we're going to add all of these guys up together. We're going to divide them by the total number of 20, and that's going to give us the readmission rate average, the readmission rate percentage average, or the average readmission rate percentage. Again, if we're looking for the mode, we can find the number that occurs the most in the readmission rate percentage. And if we're looking for the mean, we're going to line all these numbers up from 1 to 20, and we are going to find the number that occurs the most. The mode is going to be the number that occurs the most. The mean is going to be the number that's right there in the middle. The number that's right there in the middle, and the median is going to be the number. All of the numbers added together divided by 20, right? Now, again, we can get real sophisticated with this thing. We can say, hey, we want to know the readmission. We want to know the average readmission rate percentage when the patient score percentage is 79 or lower, or when the patient satisfaction score is 86 to 88, and the average length of days is 4.1 to 5.1. Or we want to know the readmission rate percentage when the patient satisfaction score is 90 and above, and the average length of stay is 2.5 to 3.7. That's what we can do. That's what we can do with business intelligence. So if you are in hospital administration, now you're seeing, or if you are a hospital professional, now you are seeing that this business intelligence thing is real. This business intelligence thing is real. Now, again, what we do here at Power of the BI is that we build dashboards. We build dashboards. So we build data visualization. In this particular video, we're not building out a dashboard. I'm not here to build out a dashboard in this video. In this video, what I'm here to do is to help those in hospital administration and hospital professionals to understand what business intelligence can do for your organization. Now, I am going to take this data. I'm going to take this data that we're looking at, and in a future report, in a future video, I am going to build a report. And a report is a dashboard. Well, a report is not a dashboard. They sometimes get confused with a report or a dashboard as far as terminology. But on a very simple level, I'm going to be building a dashboard so that you can actually see this data visualization that I'm talking about. So if you haven't already, subscribe to this video so that you will be one of you'll be able to receive the data, receive the notice of when that report would be going up for video out here. And you'll be one of the first ones to see it, and you will definitely be notified. You can look at it at your leisure, because it could be in your inbox, or in this inbox, because it's not coming out via email. Not that I don't think it's coming out via email. It may come out via email. I'm not sure. But anyway, if we move right over, we go over to the next column, and the next column says overtime hours. The next column says overtime hours per nurse month. Per nurse month. Okay, so if I had to guess, because I'm not in hospital administration and I am not a hospital professional, if I had to guess what a per nurse month was, I would say that a per nurse month would be the number of hours that a nurse works in 1 month, right? So here in this column, I see that, again, we're still looking at the same 20 rows. We're looking at the same 20 rows, but this is how many hours that particular nurse, or how many hours a nurse worked or was assigned to this particular individual that's in the hospital. Again, I'm going to say that again, because I am not a hospital professional. I am not a hospital professional. I am not a hospital administrator. I am not a hospital administrator, and I am not a hospital professional. But if I had to guess, this would be the number of hours in a month that a nurse is assigned to the particular patient. That's just me understanding data. And again, I will say, what I believe is data is data. Now, do you need to understand the data? Yes, you have to understand the data. Now, when you get a project and just on a regular basis, if you get a project and it's something that you're really not familiar with, you have to do what I've been asked to do before, and that is to form some data soup. Right? Basically what that means is go in, look at the data, analyze the data, see what kind of data you got, see if you got any questions on the data, right? In this particular case, this is data that I made up, so I can't really go to any of the hospital administrators or the hospital professionals and ask them, hey, what is meant by this particular data? Because I made this data up, but it's data that I built from what I believe to be data that could be used in hospital administration. But again, given that we are looking at numbers, and what I like about this hospital administration data is all numbers. It's very little text. Now, there are times where you will be using, you will receive text data. There are times where you'll be using text data, and in that particular case, you'll be doing what I would call, not necessarily call, but you'll be performing counts and adding up based on the text. Given that we don't have any right now, I'm not going to go into that because that could get relatively confusing. But again, the metrics that we can use in this particular case could be, not necessarily limited to, but could be what are the mean, median, and mode of the number of hours, the number of nurse hours per month that are assigned to this particular patient. So again, we want to find the average being the median. We want to find the mean being adding the two numbers up in the middle, well, the mean being finding the number exactly in the middle. And if there's not, if it's an even number of even pieces of data, we would find the two that are exactly in the middle. We will add those guys up, and then we would divide by 2. Hello? Yes, this is he.